Hey, it's Alexander Vitkin, and I'm here with Damiano today. Damiano is a good friend of mine, an entrepreneur, and he has some pretty cool stories, and he has some recent business success that we're going to talk about. Uh, what happened, Damiano? What happened in your business?
Recently, it's been really good because ever since I joined the mastermind that I'm part of, I've been able to really implement a lot of the techniques that I've learned from the members in there. And I was able to close my first deal at over 20K in revenue ever, really. I don't think I've ever closed a deal that big. And so, yeah, it's been really great and also a big learning curve for me. Obviously, closing a deal like that is not, it's a different kind of process than closing a deal that's like a smaller deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened recently. So it's been great.
Interesting. And how much did you say you closed the deal for? 20K, right?
Yeah, 24,000. Yeah.
24,000. And the client, how much did they pay up front? How much have you?
Uh, so we did a 25% in four different stages. So they pay 25% upfront.
Right, right. And what does your business do well, more or less, what does your business do?
So we build e-commerce websites for people.
Mhm.
Now, I mean, I've been doing this for about 18 months now, so about a year and a half. And we really started because I'm very passionate about e-commerce. I love e-commerce and everything that has to do with it. As when I was younger, I was working in retail, and I really thought it was a kind of a dead end job. And e-commerce was kind of what allowed me to kind of upgrade my retail experience into something that I can really make a business out of. And so I really started off with wanting to offer everything. As somebody that starts a new business, who doesn't really know, where they should focus. So I was offering everything from building the website to creating a fulfillment process for people's warehouses, for retailers' warehouses, and things like that. And I managed to get clients over the past 18 months, and really took a shift in the direction of our company, where now we really focus a lot more in development
Mhm.
and less on the marketing. So it's mostly like web development and e-commerce development in terms of processes that the customer can put to increase their conversions and whatever their goal might be.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's it.
And what kind of stuff have you changed? So you've been in business for 18 months, and
Mhm.
I guess you've been a member of the Daily Business Hustle Mastermind for how long now?
For 1 month.
Oh, only 1 month. All right.
Yeah.
That was only 1 month, 30 days. That's crazy, dude. So what kind of things have been changing? Like what was it like before, for example?
Sure. So before, it was literally me putting all of my time in finding clients. I mean, there I started off with one funnel, which was Fiverr for me. So I really owned in on what something that Gary Vaynerchuk said early on in my entrepreneurship journey that really stuck with me is to really double down and triple down on what's working, and screw the rest. So
Mhm.
I was trying a little bit of everything, trying to make this company work. And then after a while, I noticed that I was getting more and more clients through Fiverr. So I
Mhm.
started really putting all of my energy in that funnel, and grew that funnel to make $10,000 to $15,000 a month.
Mhm.
And at the same time, I was also walking around here in Toronto, where I live, connecting with other retailers who are struggling with their e-commerce,
Mhm.
and leveraging the success stories that I had from Fiverr to connect with these customers and close some deals with them as well, and and form some relationships and some ongoing relationship that could keep the company going and growing as well.
Okay. And
So yeah, and so basically, the way that it was before, I feel like I was relying a lot on one funnel, and so as a business owner, you are always kind of scared because what if that goes away one day? It was always kind of in the back of my mind. So I was looking around for to connect with other entrepreneurs who are running a similar business model that I'm running, and seeing what kind of other funnels I could integrate into my processes, and how I can get other leads. And so DBH came right at the right time for me, because that's really where I was in
Hmm. Yeah, and relying on one funnel is kind of dangerous in business. Like I know,
Mhm.
trust me, and
Yeah.
had some experience with that. And then for in terms of walking in, as you said, in Toronto,
Mhm.
it of course works. Like you can walk into businesses and sell to them. It's a lot of freaking work though to get
It is.
essentially a sales conversation because probably you need to come back because they don't have time right now sometimes,
Yeah.
and most of them they don't want to talk to you at all and send you away. So uh, I guess the ultimate solution is an inbound funnel and online, so you don't actually have to go there on location, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, early on in my entrepreneurship journey, it was actually a really good thing for me to, just choose a major street in Toronto and just walk down and walk into every retailer because it really helped me with, dealing with rejection, handling objections, like things like this. I really got to learn by the conversations that I got in with people. So at the beginning, it made a lot of sense, but obviously as you scale, that's not a scalable model that you can that I can just keep doing because it takes so much time and so much follow up. I was looking into maybe getting like an outside salesperson or something like that. It's still in the back of my mind, but it's not kind of my priority at the moment.
Okay. And so what has changed now? So you had one funnel, you had a second funnel of walking in. I guess you could
Hmm.
call it a funnel, close enough. So
Sort of, yeah.
so what has changed? Like, are you making more money? Are you getting leads more easily? Like, what else has changed?
Yeah, so definitely. So using the DBH technique, the one that I learned, after I joined the mastermind. Now that I have set up another funnel, it's literally it's been great because everything in the mastermind is really made for me to succeed. So I spend a lot of time in that Facebook group just reading stuff like conversations that people have, and I've made some pretty good friends from it as well. But one of the really major things was that every time I have an obstacle or something like that, it I don't spend as much time trying to figure out how to get over it because I can connect with other people who can do that. So now 30 days of me working on this new funnel, I literally have sales calls every single day.
Mhm.
I have customers that want to connect with me all the time. Happy to say that next Monday I'm actually connecting with a multi-million dollar company that wants
Mhm.
to work with us. And so, that has been great. Now I'm running into new challenges as I scale, and I know that I have kind of the support that I need. So yes, I am making more money. I'm getting more leads. I'm working more just on the phone more often.
Mhm.
That's kind of something that's happening as well. But yeah, I guess it's the first time in my entrepreneurship journey where um, I guess there's always uncertainty in entrepreneurship, but this is kind of like it's kind of like a good safety net in a way. I
Mhm.
like a place where I can go and get support.
Mhm. And so, in terms of revenue as well, like, has anything changed in revenue? So before you said you were doing about 15,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's only been a month since I joined, but yeah, definitely. Last month I made a couple of mistakes, so last month was actually the worst month yet this year. But this month I was able to really own up to the mistakes I made last month and really take a lot of the advice that I got from people in the mastermind
Mhm.
and literally start closing deals. And I got to the point where I'm leveraging everything that I've learned over the past 18 months and the knowledge from the mastermind itself to really close more deals. So far, what day is it today? Like the 17th or something like that. So we're like middle of the month of
18.
October. Yeah,
Yeah.
so middle of the month of October, and I've already made what I usually make in an entire month. So if it's only been a month, so I don't want to say that that's like the trend, but it looks like I've doubled my revenue pretty much.
Huh, that's good.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, not double, right? But it's 20.
Well, not doubled, but like we'll see how it goes for the rest of the month. But mid month, I've made what I usually make in a whole month, which
Yeah, in a month and a half, I think. Like, because it's 24 now. In so far this month's 24K. You said
yeah,
usually
yeah,
it's 15K, right? So it's yeah. It's
yeah.
I mean you could reach double. I think you could reach double. We'll see what
I
happens
think
in the months, but we'll yeah. And this new client. So before, how much were you closing clients for approximately?
I mean, I was on Fiverr, right? Mostly on Fiverr. So the ones that were on Fiverr were literally maybe $1,000,
Mm.
and that was rare. Like it was $1,000 and less. I had a couple of clients outside of Fiverr, like the ones that I met by walking into the retail store. Those ones I did have a couple that were paying, $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, for 2 3 months or something like that, depending on what they needed. But yeah, it was always kind of a struggle to find higher paying customers.
Okay, and what is the difference? So you had clients paying between 1,000 and
Mhm.
up to 9,000 in their life, the life cycle of the client. This
Yeah.
was a marketing service, I assume, right? Because it was recurring, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so what is it? What is the difference so far? So the client, for example, that pays $24,000, is
Yeah.
that a different type of person? Like, are they better to deal with? Are they easier to deal with? Are they harder to deal with? Are they more demanding? Like, what's the deal with them?
Yeah, I guess I got really lucky on that one because the client was really looking for a company that has worked in his industry before, and we had our biggest success story that we had was actually in that industry. So I was able to really leverage that as well, and so through the mastermind and like learning pretty much where these types of clients hang out and how to reach out to them and how to sell to them is really what enabled me to kind of close a deal that big. Going from Fiverr, where people are used to paying $5 a gig,
Mhm.
or like really pushing it when you're selling like $1,000 gig on Fiverr,
Mhm.
to other funnels where I'm able to connect with larger businesses that are looking for specific services that I can charge more for at this point and really leverage the experience that I have. That's kind of what changed, I guess. And now, through those funnels, those are the types of clients that I'm getting into phone calls with every single day now. So I'm
Mhm.
spending the day on the phone pretty much, and so my entire routine of how I work has changed. Where now, like before, I was selling pretty much over text on Fiverr and just
Ooh.
explain to people. And now it's a lot faster to close larger deals because I do it on the phone. I'm getting better at sales myself, so that's also helping in my personal life as well with everything. Like if you can sell, you can pretty much get everything. Like you can get away with murder, really. Like
Ooh.
it's been great in terms of professional development, development of my company, but also personal development for sure.
Oh, so that's good. I like that. That's good. That's pretty good progress in 30 days, I would say. I think you're also going to do even better than this in the future. I mean, we hope, but it seems like that. Like it's quite evident in my personal opinion that that's going to happen. So maybe we should revisit this as well in the future, this
For
call,
sure.
like in
Yeah.
6 months or something. But it's good. It's already going well, I would say.
Good to hear.
So the in terms of your backend, so let's say you're getting now clients that pay
Hmm.
between 15 to 24, right? So
Hmm.
let's say it, would you think now, based on the data that you're seeing, that this is going to be a frequent occurrence?
I think so. Yes, especially because of the meetings that I'm setting up right now and the caliber of companies that I'm setting up meetings with. One of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of the companies want to, especially these larger companies, want to meet up in person.
Mm.
And so, obviously, not the ideal thing to do, but for larger companies, like I decided to make that exception. And so now we're at a point where I can't meet people in my house, right? So like going to I'm looking for an office, and then really want to bring a couple of my people to work on these larger projects just because they need us to be in the same place now.
Mm.
Um, Especially with development and design and these types of things, it's a lot easier for me to manage my developer and my web designer if they are in the same place. So
Mm.
uh, yeah, there's a lot that's changing, and obviously getting an office will make it a lot easier for customers to come in, and actually physically talk to us. That the relationship with them is easier, so
Mm.
that we can form a longer term, lasting, sustainable business.
Mm. And that's good. And you expect these clients to keep buying from you? That means you expect them to keep buying, right? Or what does it mean?
Yeah, pretty much. So usually, especially with web development, there is, in e-commerce, people will go through different phases. They want to make different changes to their website, and so, it really puts us in a good position when when we design and build the website for the client, and then we are their go-to agency to
Mhm.
come to, and so, even with this past client that I closed at 24K. There were a lot of things that I had to do that were my for the first time, and that I learned from talking to other entrepreneurs in the space. Like, for example, putting together a professional proposal with all of the hours of work and all of that, and at the end of that proposal, also offering uh, an extra 40 hours for maintenance and troubleshooting,
Mhm.
so that it ensures that the customer stays with us. They pay it right off the bat, so they are comfortable knowing that they can call us at any time and that they have that 40 hours ready for
Mhm.
us to work on their store, in case anything goes wrong, in case they need any changes made, or anything like that. And so that makes it so that the customer is a long-term customer, and over time they'll, like, from what I've noticed, these types of customers tend to come for different services as well. And so if that's, if we as a company want to branch into those specific types of services, then that's definitely a good testing ground for us.
That's awesome. And would you say it's significant? Like, is it harder to deliver the new type of projects now than the old projects? Is it more time? Is it less time? Is it more efficient? Is it less efficient? What's happening with that right now?
So, I mean, I haven't, it hasn't been that long since I'm still trying to figure it out. But from what I do see, it is definitely more time. Obviously, it is more project management, and because we care about these clients a lot more because they are larger, we want to make sure to be hitting their deadlines all the time. So one of the things that I'm noticing is that, if I keep closing clients like this, it's going to take a lot of my time managing these projects. So, looking for a project manager will be my next step after getting
Mhm.
the offer, for example. So, um, and I guess that's the other thing that the mastermind helped me with a lot in terms of, like, mentality, working on my business rather than in my business. It's
Mhm.
always kind of a fine line. And I've noticed also that a lot of the clients that I work with, they're running businesses as well, even though, they're e-commerce and they're consumer facing. A lot of them have the same issues, right? Like, their CEO is going to be talking to customers and working in the business, and so by them seeing how we work and by having these conversations about how we can, how we run our business, it's also helping them figure out that, yeah, they should be working on their business and not in their business, and they
Mhm.
need to be delegating. And so it's having kind of this ripple effect where, I'm benefiting from the mastermind, my clients are benefiting from the mastermind, we're having a better relationship going, and everybody's kind of growing together.
That's awesome. That really sounds like the beginning of a very successful long-term business that you'll actually like, in my opinion. So, hmm. And
Thanks.
have you have you been in other masterminds? So, or courses or anything like have you studied anywhere, or what have you done in the past in that sense?
Like, you mean my background, like, in general,
Oh,
or
well, like
like in,
masterminds, like, I mean,
yeah.
without naming names,
Um,
of course, but like, what kind of have you been in masterminds, like online courses or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried joining a couple of masterminds here in Toronto, early on, just to connect with our entrepreneurs, and the experience just wasn't there. It just wasn't serious enough. So I was looking for something that was more serious, where people were really working at this. And so, yeah, I guess I have tried, a couple of them, but they weren't very professional, and
Mhm.
so they kind of fizzled out over time. And then in terms of online courses, I mean, I take online courses all the time.
Mhm.
It's part of my professional development. Usually, I give myself. I mean, I'm still at the stage where I'm working 14 to 18 hours a day. I honestly wouldn't change that because I love it. Like, at this stage in my growth, I love working. So that's fine. And, like, a good 2 to 3 hours of that is literally just taking online courses, just getting better, just learning more about my service and e-commerce and everything that I can offer. Obviously, I'm not as technical as some of the people that are in my company, but having that knowledge really helps me, manage the projects, also sell what I need to sell. And so, yeah, in terms of online courses, it's something that I've always done, that I always do.
Okay. And was there any problem that you've noticed with masterminds, online courses, or anything like that? Have you noticed problems with them?
Um, Lack of support, I would say. That would be a big one. Especially with some online courses have a lot of fluff in them as well. It's like you just want to get to the actionable items, and so like going through 6 hours of online courses to walk away with like two or three actionable items is just annoying, right? And so now I'm really selective on the types of courses that I take, and to make sure that there are actionable items that I can use now, from what I've learned. And yeah, a lot of the courses that I took early on weren't like that. They weren't very professional. A lot of them, you can tell they were overpriced for what they were, for the value that they were offering. And yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, so I guess we have a good idea where you're going. I guess we have a good idea what you've learned, some valuable lessons. This. So if anyone's interested, and if you have any questions about this, just hit the little like message button here somewhere. I don't know what it's even called, but hit that button and then message me. I'll personally reply to you. Well, yeah, I'll personally reply to you. Not forever though. So maybe if you find this video 1 year from now, I won't reply anymore. But for now, I'll reply personally. So if you want to talk to me personally, if you have questions about how to grow your business, how to get better clients, how to scale better, just hit me up. I'm available. So yeah, and Damiano, thank you very much for sharing. Lots of value here. I'll see you in the mastermind. See you on the calls.
Thank you for